Jodie Sweetin celebrated her 40th birthday this Wednesday and regaled her fans with pictures of the festivities. She uploaded an Instagram album on Thursday that included a snap of herself grinning as she bent over the cake. Her new milestone, which came a day after she got engaged and less than 2 weeks after the death of her Full House co-star Bob Saget, led her to reflect, "The past 2 weeks have been a reminder of just how fleeting it all is." She began her caption, "Here's what 40 looks like," adding that it was full of family, love, wonderful messages, thoughtful gifts, flowers, Mexican food, cake and lots of other goodies, and so much more. Jodie looked back, "I remember thinking that 40 was such an official age when I was younger. Now, I realize 40 is just starting to feel like an adult." The former child star dished, "It's old enough to have learned from lots of mistakes, but young enough to still go for the adventure. It's finally feeling great in my own skin. It's self-acceptance. It's hustle. It's knowing how to take care of myself and when to be totally selfless." She went on, "It's remembering that you've made it through all the bad days up until now. It's finding joy in small things and not needing life to be big and grand all the time. It's realizing your time on this planet is very limited, so you better fucking enjoy it. It's about focusing on the we, not the me." Jodie added, "It's about looking inward and figuring out what the rest of it all is gonna look like. The past 2 weeks have been a reminder of just how fleeting it all is. The deep heartbreak of losing someone you love, to the joy of getting engaged, and the deep self-reflection of those big round decade birthdays. Said she, life comes at you fast. The wonderful, the painful, the joyous and the uncertain. The most important thing I've learned along the way is that if I can just hold on a little longer sometimes, the joy returns. I hope you remember that too. Turning 40 has been a gift. I'm ready for what comes next." Her birthday album included her aunt and uncle Janice and Sam, who raised her as her mother was an addict and her father was murdered in a prison riot. Jodie could also be seen on her Instagram cuddling up to her new fiancé Mescal Vasilevsky, whom she announced her engagement to this week. Jodie, who has 2 children and has been divorced 3 times, broke the news by sharing an Instagram picture of them nuzzling up together as she flashed her ring. "Here's to us, at Ghostface Alito and our life of adventures together," she wrote, adding, "I think I'm really gonna like turning 40. Jodie was just 5 years old when she was hired on Full House, the sitcom that became her greatest claim to fame. One of her co-stars was the late Bob Saget, who went on to act with her on the recent Netflix sequel series Fuller House. Bob died shockingly at the age of 65 the weekend before last and was discovered in his hotel bed in Orlando, sources close to the investigation told TMZ. Although it will take until 10 to 12 weeks after the event for his official cause of death to be made public, police saw no sign of drugs or foul play and it is suspected that he succumbed to either a stroke or a heart attack. "There aren't enough words to express what I'm feeling today," Jodie wrote in a heartfelt Instagram tribute after his death was announced. "Nor are they big enough to capture even a slice of who he was." She recalled, "One thing I do know, is that we never missed a chance to tell each other, I love you. Every time we talked, there were at least 3 or 4 exchanged at the end of a conversation, whether it was text, phone call or in person. and he usually had to have the last word, "I love you more." Jodie was also part of the star-studded guest list who were pictured arriving at his funeral when it was held last week in Los Angeles.